Hey guys, it's Zach. Apple have made some big claims with their 4th generation Apple TV, claiming it to be the future of television, and it's all about the apps. The Apple TV is one of the cheapest pieces of Apple gear you can get, but even before buying, I was already happy with the smart features of my existing TVs. While it's going to be different for each person, Netflix and YouTube are really the only apps that I use daily when in front of the TV, and these are already present on my Samsung and Sony smart TVs. So how does the Apple TV stack up to what TV manufacturers already offer? Firstly, let's get to the unboxing experience. As usual with any Apple product, the packaging is clean and minimal. The first thing you see after you pop open the lid is the Apple TV unit and the remote control. Under that is the quick start guide, which you can toss to the side. When it comes to cables, Apple gives you a spare USB to Lightning cable for you to charge the remote control. Note however, there's no wall adapter, so Apple assumes you already have a spare charger for your iPhone or iPad. Finally, a power cable is provided. I was disappointed not to see a HDMI cable included, so make sure you pick one up separately. The Apple TV 4th Gen is chunkier than the previous model, however without seeing that one in the flesh, the 4th Gen is still a nice compact palm-sized unit. It's covered in glossy plastic and features an LED power light on the front, and on the back you'll find the AC power socket, HDMI input, Ethernet port, and micro USB, which is used for service and repairs. The big upgrade with the 4th Gen, other than having 32GB of onboard storage, is the remote. The layout and functions all appear much more conventional than the previous model, but it's the addition of a clickable touchpad and microphone which add additional functionality when navigating through the OS. Like all Apple products, there is a setup process to get everything working, such as setting up the Wi-Fi and your Apple ID. Once you're done, it's straight into the OS. If you are already familiar with the Apple iOS ecosystem, then Apple TV should feel very familiar in its layout, style, and navigation. Compared to the menu systems found on my smart TVs, Apple OS immediately feels fresher and more user-intuitive. The big draw with the Apple TV is access to the extensive media library available on iTunes. And this is where you need to draw the line and decide which ecosystem you are more invested in. For me, I already own an iPhone and an iPad, so it's logical for me to stick with iTunes. If you're primarily an Android user, then Google Play and its media library may suit your needs better, and if that's the case, then a Google Chromecast could be a better option for you. Using the remote to navigate through the menus was for the better part good. However, with everything laid out in the grid, I sometimes felt that physical directional buttons would be just as easy to use. For example, I found myself having to adjust my strokes to not swipe past what I was trying to get to. But with a bit of practice, swiping does get easier and more precise. Other features that I like are the video wallpapers, which are slow-moving landscape aerial shots, which looks much better in person than what the camera can capture. With that said, I've only seen 3 different variances, so variety is lacking for the better part. I gave gaming a go on the Apple TV and downloaded Rayman. Using the remote in a platform game was fun and really tested your coordination skills. If you already game on a smartphone, then you will certainly find some enjoyment here. Personally though, I'll stick with a PS4 or a PC for some serious gaming. The other unique feature, and the real reason I purchased the Apple TV, was for AirPlay. This allows me to screen mirror my iPhone or iPad to the television and allow me to share whatever it is on my screen with people in the room. I would say that using AirPlay is one of the easiest ways to surf the web on your TV and share embedded content such as videos. The last feature I want to talk about is voice controls. Siri can be used to launch apps and perform basic information searches such as the weather. But be sure to check the Apple website for a full list of voice commands, as Siri is not as robust as she is on the iPhone. Let's wrap things up. At $269 Australian dollars for the 32GB model, this is more than double the price of the previous version. However, we do get access to downloadable apps and a superior remote control with touchpad functionality and Siri voice commands. The Apple TV is a must if you want to access the iTunes media library on your TV, And if you are already invested in the iOS ecosystem, then you'll find features such as AirPlay for screen mirroring and iCloud integration useful for accessing your photo streams. This is still one of the cheapest Apple techs that you can buy, and even if you already have a smart TV, you may still want to check out the Apple TV to expand the multimedia capabilities of your setup. Well, my name is Zach, and I'll see you guys in the next video.